Thokozani bogogo nomkhulu salukwasendodana lesogogo bathini bathu uma uvula kuvala endlini amadoda yona number one locksmith. School gogo. Today we're talking about something very, very, very sensitive. We're talking school bullying and muti. However, when I was planning this video, I said to myself, let me take this let me unpack this one. This one needs a yet another holistic approach, because you cannot just jump to one problem that kids are facing at school, or the community is facing up at our schools, or the school is facing, or parents are facing at home. So we need to balance things so that at the end of the day, we cover as many points as possible. I really miss my school days. As much as I was not the gifted one at school, but trust me, when it comes to uniform, that's one of the things my parents will make sure that we have. You know, I was like this when I was still at school. I was a very neat individual. I remember we had a competition with a friend of mine, Utabang, on different schools. I was going to Zifuneleni, he was going to Didau, higher primary school, and we would burn our shoes like even when we went to the same high school. So bullying and muti. Guys, bullying at school, it has entered a scary level. A scary level. We cannot run away from this. However, let's look at other things that are affecting students at school. What are those things? Or do we think that we take our kids to school and our kids should be? We expect them, they should be okay, or they just should be okay, or we don't know, or we don't care as parents. Mistake number one. Parents themselves, most of the parents don't understand their own children. That's why they will say, you know what, Ekhaya, he doesn't do this. I've never seen her like this. Yes, it is true. It is true. Yes, other parents, they are true. It is absolutely true. They've never seen their child like that. Why? Because they don't know their child. And two, they were quick to say, Sekhulile. She knows what is right and what is wrong. And we often find ourselves in a situation whereby we misinterpret a small light on the child to say this child is old. Now the child knows what is right and what is wrong. We don't have a relationship with our children in terms of sitting down and talking to them and find out how do they feel. And we mustn't ask such questions in general. How do you feel? Be specific, because if you put it in general, they will say, I'm okay. How is school? You know? How are your friends? How are you with your friends? I don't hear you talking about Ubatini anymore. What happened? Where is he? Where is Usbaniban? What happened to her? We should learn to understand what our kids going through in terms of friendships, in terms of classmates, in terms of schoolmates. Because we go and dump our kids to be the responsibilities of teachers. I've spoken about how hard it is in Southern Africa to deal with students at school. Our teachers, they have a lot in their plates that they are not getting paid for. And most of them, they are doing that without complaining because they are parents themselves. However, it doesn't mean that we need to just throw our kids to they must understand and everything. How many kids do they have parents that will say, I don't understand, I'm not educated, I do not, excuse me, I do not understand. I can't tell whether you're doing good at school or not. And if I ask you, you'll just say you're doing well at school. However, I want to go to school and find out, how are you? How many parents can raise their hands and say, I do go to my kids' school 4 times a day. Each and every time before it closes, I go to the school to find out, how is my child doing? What can I do as a parent? How is he with other kids? Imagine if parents can be that involved in school. The school governing body is not there to nurture your child. That's not their responsibility. It's not there to nurture your child. I've never heard of a school governing body that takes care of your child's tomorrow, that will find out to say, ma'am, how about this one, or how is this one, and give the report to their parents. It is not their responsibility, it's the responsibility for us as parents. How many of us are doing that? I'm one of those who don't, which is wrong. Which is wrong. We are supposed to be involved in our kids' education. It doesn't matter whether you are educated or not. We wouldn't have parents who are going to graduations ceremonies if ever they didn't care about our education. Uneducated individuals, parents, how are we with our children? What relationship do we have that involve us in their school work? Are we talking, do you know, Uguti, your child, who does your child hang around with? Do you know who's your child hang around with? Do you know your friends, the friends of your child, Uguti bahlalapi? Do you know their parents? There are many things that are damaging our children without us noticing, because as long as your child is wearing that uniform and going to that school, whether it's a multiracial school, it's a private school, it's a Bantu education school, it's a farm school, it doesn't matter to you as long as you saw your child wearing a uniform and you don't care. Your child just go to school and according to you, it's okay. My child is at school. My child is at this school. My child is at that school. But what involvement do you have with your children? We grew up in schools with a school assembly in the morning. In the morning, there was a school assembly from Monday to Friday. After that, you go to the classes on your first period, having the timetable, knowing where you start on that particular day. Sometimes you'll find a teacher that respects prayer, that will say, you were praying as a group, now you are praying as a class. Let's have a short prayer before we start. Then the class starts. Then there's time comes of changing of periods. Time comes of mocking each other. Lunchtime. What is happening to your child? Do you know what is happening to your child? Have you ever asked your child in terms of, where do you buy your lunch? And everything. Have you ever just went to that Mamus Banbani? Do you know this child? Yes, I know. How is he at school? Do you know these guys that are working, Abu Baba and Abu Mama, that are working at schools? I'll give an example about Ubabum Fukeng at Silelekela Secondary School, just next to Orlando Stadium. How many people, how many parents of people that are attending at Silelekela Secondary School who have went to Untate Mfukeng and asked Untate Mfukeng to say, Untate Mfukeng, ngwanona ujwango skolo? Ngwanona uitsori jwango skolo? Those are the people that are able to see what is happening at school. I remember we had Ntate Tsotets, and then he retired, and then we still had the school still have Ntate Mfukeng. How many people how many parents have ever went to a school governing body to find out how is the school doing? Do we just complain on social media? These schools, they don't care about our children. They didn't give our children stationery and everything. Now teachers has to explain the issues of budget to children who won't understand that, but when as a parent, you'll understand maybe. Just because of you are not involved. How many schools do you know that if they're having 1,200 kids, if it's a parents meeting, at least you'll have 2,000 kids, 2,000 parents. Meaning most parents, they came as a couple. Your mom and dad is there to find out what is happening. After the meeting, then you go to the class teachers just to find out what is happening. Our teachers are dealing with a lot of the problem. And they are only hired for one problem: to teach. Teachers are hired to teach. That's it. That's it. Teachers are hired to teach. But now teachers are dealing not only with school kids only. They are dealing with old school kids who are old. There's nothing wrong of the old student at the school premises being there to further their education. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's something wrong with a child or that adult that goes to school and they don't want to be told what to do. Ngiyindoda man. Nami ngumfazi. I'm also a woman like you. You can't tell me what to do. Hello? 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 We are at the wrong place. That's number one. It's number two. Number one, they hired for children at a particular age. Now they are confronted with what? Imbodla. They are old. They need to deal with them. Why do we say they are old? No, we are mentioning that so that we can understand that because of the age, you don't want now. Sometimes the person that's going to teach you when you want to close, when to want to rewrite your exam or to re-attend grade 12 and everything, only to find out is your age or younger than you. And that's your teacher at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if they're younger than you. It doesn't matter. You have taken a decision that you are going back to school. Unfortunately, it comes with that. Your decision comes with the fact that now you are going to be educated. You are going to be taught by what? By a person that is either older than you or just younger than you or your age. Then we have people at school that has a calling. Yes, we have people that have a calling at the same school, at the same class. These things that I'm mentioning. Then we have people that are going to school pregnant. Pricky. With their stomach. Pregnant. And they don't want to be told because according to them, there's nothing you're going to tell them, not all. Most of them, there's nothing you can tell them they don't know because they feel they're women. They are old enough to tell you where to get off. Others, they understand to say, I'm pregnant because of whatever reasons. We're not going to judge people here. Then they understand, but at the end of the day, I'm still a student. I need to listen in class and everything. Then we have the bullies. We have kids that are bullying each other. Kids that are bullying teachers. Kids that are bullying assistant teachers. Kids that are bullying governing body. There are schools today whereby it's a no-go area. they are able to insult a teacher, a deputy parent, because a teacher is a deputy parent, because of the duties that they do. Our teachers at schools, they are now priests. They are praying for these kids who have demons. From where? From their homes. They are praying, they are doing things for they are now midwives. Because their parents at home said, you must go to school. Government said you can go to school pregnant. So should any complications happen to this child, what is expected from other kids or from the school staff? The school principal, the school teachers, the school governing board. What do you expect them to do? Or maybe I should ask this question to Department of Education. Yes, it's okay for kids to go to school. They must be deprived the opportunity to learn. Then schools, they must hire midwives to take care of such. Simple. Then we have teachers who have become abogobela. They must have meshisinyana, mpeponyana, snefunyana. For who? For these children. Abavuga umoya esikolweni. The child is there, suddenly the child, yeah, mamakhosi, unjalo gogo. Yeah, the child is communicating. The child is communicating. I know that for the fact. You'll ask the child to say, they'll say, hey, this child is naughty and everything. It's not, this child is confused. Coco, what do you mean this child is confused? I said, because when this child is in the classroom, somebody speaking to this child, ask the child. Then the child will confirm. I've been to such situations. Then, not parents, because parents are very absent at school. Then we have teachers that they must be police officers at the school. Then they end up being bullied themselves. Because today we are talking about bullying and muti. Let's move away from what I've already mentioned. Bullying at school, it has entered another level. A most dangerous level. There's a child, I think it's a girl. I've been monitoring her conversations. It's been quiet ever since I lost my phone, not talking to her. But I could tell Uguti, she has a problem of being bullied. While I was thinking of her to say, I wonder what happened to that child, because you were just chatting, asking about Muti, if ever. She was pretending as if the child at school has been bullied and they need Muti to protect that child. Let me fix my tie. So, this thing of being bullied at school, it has entered to that phase. Of what? Of children going to the healers for Muti, for protection. I have a case of a child that I'm treating whereby the parents brought him because he was bullying others. Apparently, the child came to school. What was suspicious? Why should they know that there was something that was done? The one who was always being bullied came to school. As a normal routine, he would go to this guy, to this old man at the school, who's also a student, and hand over the lunch box. Only to find out there was something on that lunch. Coco, what happened to that bully? Ziyantringa manje. He's losing his mind. If he's not at school, he's okay. As soon as he steps inside the schoolyard, he starts losing his mind. And the painful part that happens in him losing his mind, he's aware when he gets home to say, yes, he has messed up himself. It's a problem. It has got it to that level. Because other parents, they are involved in their school involvement in their school kids. education. They do go to school. They do tell the principal, this is what is happening. The parent said, I went to principal until the principal told the security at the gate not to allow the teacher, the parent to come inside the school because they are tired of her complaints. So the parent decided, if they are tired with my complaints, then I'm going to deal with this traditionally. Coco, who told you the side of the child parents who did this? It's them that brought it, because that parents didn't deny it. But the only thing he said, the guy that gave him muti has died. And there are witnesses that says, yes, her child was being bullied by this old boy. Why is that? Why do we allow that to get into this level? Yes, I'm a responsible parent. I don't see myself prescribing or giving a child muti to do that. But even parents, they do come. Yes, we do treat a child who has been bullied for protection, so that other boys or other girls, they can be scared of him. But that thing, it's not good for a child in the long run. It is something that still needs to be removed from the child. It is not a good character that you put a child on, because that child is going to have problems in creating relationships with others. That child's going to have a problem. So we mustn't get excited to say, I took my child to Koko Batini, but I was tired of my child being bullied. Yes, but your Koko Batini Bata that you took your child to, ask him or her, Uguti, should you pass on, Koko, because we are human here, who's going to remove this thing that you're putting in my child? Because I'm telling you, your child will have difficulties in the future to get employment or to be in a good, steady relationship. Because this thing that we put, it grows with the child. You must remember, there are muti that they say this one is for children. But when it comes to muti of a strong character, a feared character, that muti is not for children. It's for adults. But your children are now having access to that. And I need to really, really, really request and humble myself to say to other healers, let's be careful for our children as healers, so that they don't take muti and use it in the wrong way to other kids. There are things that will make, when a child hits another child, that child will be swollen. And it is the child that did that must rub the other one. For that thing to heal, it is not easy to heal. There's a lot of muti that is now in the hands of our children because of their being bullied at school. What are we doing about it as parents? Let's not take this blame and put it into teachers. Department of Education has nothing to do with this. When are we waking up as parents and spilling the coffee to be involved in our kids' education? When are we taking that pledge to say, now I'm going to be part and parcel of my child? When are we going to stop to say, hey, even at home is not like this? I'm so surprised. Who at school, at home is a darling and everything. What time does your child get home? How many times have you went on he or her case to say, do your uniform? Is your uniform ready? There's a lot that you are not involved in our children's homes. You know that your child has a calling. What have you done about it? Except sending your child to church. You can see that your child is getting worse whenever you take your child to Mfundis. It's getting worse. What have you done? Or you want to be in denial the same way you were in denial with your calling. You know what your child is behaving the way they're behaving because of how you treat each other as parents. You fight all the time. You do this all the time. So your child, that anger that your child is suffering, that emotional abuse of your child that is experiencing at home, he goes and take it out to other children at school. Now it has gotten into the level of muti. Teachers are carrying firearms at school. Teachers are carrying knives at school. Teachers are using muti, not against other teachers. No, they are not fighting for a chalk or textbook. They are fighting for their lives. They are protecting themselves. Othisha bafaka amabhande, othisha amabhande, ingcweba, in protecting themselves against our own children. Ourselves, we can't put a wallet there and everything because you know what kind of a child you have. Yourself, we are scared of your child, but you send your child to school and you want to school to deal with it. What are we saying about that? For how long are we going to keep quiet about that? I mean, I'm not going to be happy. You come to me, you look for a muti and everything. Come to me as the last resort to say, Gogo, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. Please help me. Please protect my child. Then I will protect your child. We need to get involved into school problems. We need to get involved in our children's education. That's the only way we can limit bullying at school. And I'm not talking about bullying at school and muti and everything. Then you will think, Mina, my child is in a private school and everything. No, sorry. You see those children that are in a private school, multiracial schools, they have parents that can afford the best muti ever. They can travel. The parents can travel to the best muti, whether it's found in Mozambique or wherever. They will travel for that muti and they will find that muti and they will use that muti. They will even afford to pay somebody who can do something on you. That's how dangerous this thing is. Let's not put it to say this thing is for people in the poor areas, maybe in the rural areas and everything. Actually, in the rural areas, there's lesser bullies compared to our township, multiracial and everything. There is a bullying even there in the rural, but it's minimal. Because kunomkhandlu, there are chiefs in the area, induna, who are involved in the community. So if you fail at school, in the rural, your parents can take a principal to the chief of the place to say, I'm tired. Here's the child. He's been abused at school and everything, and this child is attending a school at this particular school with this particular principal. The chief of the area will call that principal into order to say, why are you going to do anything about this? Without the involvement of the Department of Education. But it doesn't happen in a township. It doesn't happen in our so-called multiracial private school, Model C or whatever you will call it. Because we think these names, they make our children better. No, it is our responsibility as children to make sure. Have you seen the police going to schools to raid the schools? Have you seen the number of drugs from their school bags? So are you telling me that your child, when they go to school, they hide these things outside the house, then they pick them up, then they put them inside the bag, and they go to school? Have you ever checked your child's bag, your child's bedroom, or you scared is his bedroom? It's her bedroom. It's her privacy. There is no way your child can have a privacy in your house. When it comes to you wanting to find out, yes, you need to respect the privacy of the child that is grown enough and everything, when they're taking a bath and everything, opposite sex and everything, that definitely, that I support. But when it comes to you want to check what is happening in your child's life, you need to investigate. Our children have phones with PIN numbers, PIN codes. We cannot access. Not because of we don't want to, we're scared. Our children have an access of Wi-Fi. They watch all the rubbish and you don't care. You don't take the phone and check what is the latest search that this child has done. Salwa sendo to koko batine mbatu mtane skolo. mavula kuvaliwe emzini amadoda, mavula kuvaliwe ezikolweni, thokozani. Let's take responsibilities of our own children. It's our responsibility.